All right, today we're talking about the 2023 Research Mentor Award winner, who's Dr. Tom Ziegler. And first, I am with Dr. Jessica Alvarez, who wrote the nomination letter for Dr. Ziegler. Dr. Alvarez, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, Jessica Alvarez. I am an associate professor in the Division of Endocrinology, Lipids, and Metabolism in the Department of Medicine.
Excellent. So, Jessica, what are some characteristics you feel are important in a good mentor?
Um, I think above all, a good mentor is someone who will serve as a champion for their trainees. And so some examples are that would be maybe providing opportunities um, for career advancement, like maybe giving them opportunities to present nationally or at regional meetings. Like some instances where where a professor is invited to present, they think, oh, well, this would be a great thing for my trainee to do. Providing opportunities to write papers, to write manuscripts, to review papers. Um, Other characteristics of a great mentor are being there, being present for your trainees. I know mentors are often very, very busy and super swamped. And it's something that I even struggle with is just trying to make that time for your trainees when they hand you something to read, reading it on time and or answering emails. Um, Being kind, being respectful, especially knowing that your trainees come from diverse backgrounds. And so you might have a trainee that is a stay-at-home mom. And so there are boundaries that need to be addressed there, or just being respectful that just time sensitivities or time limitations of one person versus the next. Um, Being selfless, I think a lot of times, some people think of trainees as workhorses and people to advance my career, but it's not. It's like a mentor knows the goals of your trainee and where they want to go, and being there to facilitate those goals for your trainee. Of course, on top of trying to keep your own professional goals going.
Those were excellent characteristics. That's a lot.
Okay.
How has Dr. Ziegler enhanced your career over the years?
All right. Well, so Dr. Ziegler has been he's been my mentor since I arrived at Emory since 2011, and formally my mentor for my KO1, and he's exhibited all of the qualities that I've just mentioned. He's the number one has been that Dr. Ziegler has always been a champion for me, and I know it. So just specific examples were when I was going up for from an instructor to an assistant professor. He vouched for me with my division director to get pay, like a decent pay to be able to even write my KO1 award, because at the time it was just like, well, we don't have money. So he really championed to try to make sure we had that institutional commitment so that I could even write my K award, and that just kind of springboarded the like to where I am now. Just that one, him walking into the office of my division director to try to get that funding.
Mhm.
Um, Another example is giving me opportunities for national recognition. So he had been invited to present on at a national meeting, and he gave me the opportunity to do it instead. Um, so yeah, just he's being my cheerleader has really that has always been um just the greatest thing about Tom is he understands me, he knows how I work, um and has truly been a champion, a mentor, and I've learned a lot from him and how to navigate the system, the Emory system especially. um so yeah.
No, those are great, yeah, examples about how he's helped you along the years. Now we're going to switch over and transition to him and hear a little bit from him about what he thinks makes a good mentor. I'm here with Dr. Tom Ziegler, so I'll ask you to please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Thanks, Pam. It's really an honor to have received this Silver Pear Award. I was a friend and colleague with Shanti Sitaraman, and so I'm very happy about this. So I've been at Emory for just about 30 years now. I'm a professor of medicine in the endocrine division. My research focuses on clinical and translational nutrition science primarily. I have various research administrative roles, including as director of the Emory University Hospital Clinical Research Center and in the Georgia CTSA training programs, our master's and certificate programs. And so, yeah, so I've been here a while. I'm one of the old guard, I guess you can say.
Great. Please describe for us your mentoring philosophy.
Sure. I've been blessed. I have had wonderful mentors, both at Emory and before Emory. I trained at the Brigham and Women's Hospital for my fellowship in nutrition, and my mentor was just a wonderful person who gave me lots of opportunities, and that really set the stage and gave me a good role model to emulate during my career. And so since I've been at Emory, as I said, about 30 years now, I've had the pleasure and opportunity to be mentored by people like Dean Jones for scientific rigor and science in general, in the Department of Pulmonary Division, the Department of Medicine. Henry Blumberg, who has mentored me in global health and in our training programs, he's in ID, and other significant mentors, including my mentees, who give me wonderful mentoring over the years. And so I've had the opportunity to mentor people at Emory, both all the way from Emory College, a number of undergraduates, to medical students, to graduate students, to postdocs. And I've really had a lot of focus on mentoring junior faculty. And they've all been wonderful. And so that has been I've had a sort of a broad mentoring background. And I was fortunate to receive a grant from NIH for, it's called the K-24 Mentoring Award, for about 10 years, which helped support my mentoring at Emory. And I guess my philosophy is to try to individualize mentoring so that it fits with the mentee. Not every mentee is the same, and you have to kind of suss out what their goals are and what their needs are. And like I said, most mentees they're not cookie cutter. They have different goals. They don't all want to go into academic science track, and so you have to be supportive of that aspect. You have to have high expectations so that they understand that the work requires a lot of effort, but you have to set a good example for that. So you have to work hard yourself. You have to be available whenever the mentee wants, and you have to be able to help them with both their research progress, but also any interpersonal issues that they may want to share with you. And, just be a very good role model, and also a friend, if you will, a teacher, a colleague. And I guess that's kind of like my main philosophy.
No, that's excellent.
It has to be
Yeah,
very individualized, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
no, that's really important. You kind of mentioned this, but what joys have you received from being a mentor?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, those of us who, many people who are watching this are mentors themselves, and even junior people like medical students who may be watching. You're also mentors. You're mentoring, people who are at a younger level than you, and that's why we feel in our training programs in the Georgia CTSA that mentor training is very important at all levels of training. But the joys are just amazing, because when you see your mentee succeed, whether it's getting their first paper published, being on a paper, or even their first abstract published, being invited to be on a national committee or an NIH study section, or giving a great talk and helping shepherd them through the preparation of that talk, and then going to the meeting and seeing the presentation and seeing how great it is. I mean, it's just a joy, and it's almost like I wouldn't say it's equivalent, but it's similar to the joy you might feel when your child accomplishes something very nice. And so I think if you don't have that, then mentoring may not be for you. But I think mentoring brings a lot of joys, both just with the interpersonal interactions with the mentee, but also watching them succeed and watching them grow, and then watching them continue to advance and then be a mentor themselves. And so I think watching them become wonderful mentors is one of the greatest joys that I've experienced, not to mention all the other items I mentioned earlier.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations again for winning the award.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.